Hello, 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 world. Welcome to another episode of Not Again. How are we all feeling today? All right. I'm your host, Roseanne, and today our special guest will be... eyes on the prize. Mr. Marshall, better known as Eminem. Burr, burr, burr. So, how are we doing today, Mr. Marshall?
Glad to be here, actually. Thanks for the...
I don't really care. I just have to pretend since I signed a contract. So, Mr. Marshall, I've heard through the grapevine that you'll be releasing an album based on your recently released movie 8 Mile.
Yeah. Did you watch the movie?
No, I'm not actually a fan.
Or did you at least listen to the leaked soundtrack?
No, like I said, I'm not a fan.
So why are you here?
I'm here to fulfill a contract and maybe, make some money. You just happen to be today's guest.
Okay. We're gonna let that one slide.
We?
Only my fans would know.
What did I sign up for?
If only you knew. Yeah, what you don't know, you will find out soon.
I must be in for more than I signed up for, huh?
You have no idea.
Okay. So, how many songs should we expect on this new album?
About 16 songs. If I'm feeling good, then maybe I'll release a bonus song.
Your fans would love that. Which song are you expecting to be your number one?
Well, my loyal fans know that the song Lose Yourself was the most popular song since the movie's release. During the scene of the movie, this was my chance to show everybody what I'm really capable of. I was doubted and underestimated because of my skin is white. So the purpose of the scene was to show that white or black skin, I can do just as good as, or maybe, even better. Lose Yourself was basically my break. It's what got me noticed. And even in the real world, Lose Yourself was my most streamed song from the movie.
Ow! Ow! He assaulted me.
What? You fell asleep.
I never gave you permission to tap me, so this counts. I can't feel my arm. Somebody help me. This man just assaulted me. I'm suing.
Are you serious?
Ah, my neck. My back.
Okay. Look, tell me you caught that on camera, okay? I can't believe this. She is just greedy for money. She's not gonna get mine.
Money? I heard money is, I think my shoulder's feeling a lot better.
Do you see what I mean? Like, now she's suddenly, feeling better. She's exaggerating. Like, she's literally just wants more money. This is ridiculous.
I am not. Now, as I get medical attention and compensation, we will be back to Not Again after a short commercial break.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
What are you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Stairs. 4 out of 5 college students suffer from fear of stairs. Whether it be to the first floor, the third, or the sixth, the fear is strong. But we need to stop this. We need to work together and conquer these stairs, step by step. So stop taking the elevator, take a deep breath, and take the first step to a new you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid
Knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
And we're back to Not Again with Mr. Marshall.
You're speaking to Slim Shady now.
Who's that?
Like I said before, only my fans would know. What you don't know, you will soon find out.
Looking forward to it. So, Mr. Marshall.
It's Slim Shady.
Okay, Slim Shady. So, how did it feel to play such a traumatic role on 8 Mile?
The role really wasn't an act for me, so to say. To me, I was just reenacting events that actually happened to me before. Being that this movie was solely about my life and an upcoming rapper in Detroit, it was more about me returning back to that dark headspace I was in during those times. Even throughout the movie, you can see that there are times where I may be Marshall or I may be who I am now, Slim Shady. As Slim Shady, it's easy to play those dramatic roles because it's that who I am. But as Marshall, it's exactly how it sounds, traumatic.
So, Slim Shady, that's your second personality?
I guess you can say that.
Okay. So, who exactly is Slim Shady then?
I'm the beast in us, the savage, the risk taker. I'm Marshall, just not his better half. I wouldn't just consider myself to be a personality because I'm so much more. For the real fans who watch the movie, they will see that they'll see we wouldn't be who we are today without me being the worst half.
So, if you're the Beast of Marshall, what are you doing here right now?
Well, a little birdie told me that you...
What? Who would do such a thing?
Clearly, you would. Your arms look fine to me, so...
A Tylenol. The Tylenol, it must have kicked in. Works like a charm.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for another break. It's getting hot in here.
We just came back from one, though. Like, relax. We're getting to the fun part. Okay? No need to be nervous. This is,
Okay. Well, let's get into more of the movie.
All right. I would like to make it known that even though we wouldn't have made it where we are today without me taking the risks, the massive support I had was enough. Though the support circle was very small, the support we received from them was massive, though. We definitely could not have made it here without them, because when everyone doubted us because my skin was white, my circle knew that I was capable of and what I brought to the table.
That must have been an important factor for you.
It was. It very much was, because growing up in Detroit, everyone saw me as the white boy, but my support system didn't. So they saw my potential instead.
Okay, so the cards here say,
You know, you can at least act like you care. Like, if this is you acting for a contract, you suck. Oh my God.
it's hard.
She sucks. She sucks.
I barely know anything about you. I've never heard your music. I've never watched your documentary. Unless you want me to sit here and start to make things up, I suggest you let me read and ask what's on these stupid flashcards.
My life costs more than what you'll ever make back from this poor interview. Jesus, like, you know what that means? Like, that means my word means more to the production than you think. Like, so I suggest you do a better job.
Well, world, you've heard it here from the horse's mouth. His word means more because he costs more.
You can't flip my fans. They know better than that, okay? This is about being a decent human being to a person who didn't have to be here. Like, I could be in the studio creating work that will pay me more than what you'll make in this episode. You're asking personal questions, and as a host who willingly took this occupation, you should be maybe less insensitive.
Well then. Next stupid flashcard.
Let's try this again, please.
The card here says, during your upcoming, you also took on the responsibility of raising your little sister Lily.
That's better. That is a lot better. Wow. To answer your question, not that it would make a difference. I still wouldn't change a thing, but raising my little sister was not really my choice. It took a lot of hard work, and especially with living in Detroit where everyone was just really trying to be oppressive towards my skin tone, and living in a trailer park and being really poor, it was a struggle trying to take care of my little sister. And
I mean, that sounds difficult, like, especially when you're trying to come up in the world.
yeah, and the movie 8 Mile, like I said, it wasn't a character, it was me. So I was really trying to put myself out there and my emotions to how it felt like to be in my shoes living in Detroit. So, I'm very happy that you chose a more personal and, sensitive topic rather than seeming uninterested.
It was also written on the card, but I mean,
Okay.
it's
Lovely.
it still sounds difficult. I mean, you can't deny that.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, everybody goes through hardships. Nothing,
Yeah.
you know.
Some go through more than others.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make my hardship known.
And I'm gonna assume that you did that with, with this movie.
Yeah, but, I didn't have much choice but to take care of her. I care about her more than anything in the world. My mother was in between a war with herself and drugs, so she couldn't, and I knew CPS couldn't save her, couldn't have her, so I wouldn't have allowed that.
I mean, did raising her make it harder for your upcoming career?
I mean, everything was hard in Detroit. We were broke, living in a trailer. I never really had much, so I didn't really go out and, I had to do what was necessary, like, to get it. Like, Lily was a big motivation to me, and besides money, she was the main reason I decided to go hard in the field. I knew I had to do something to make ends meet because I wasn't doing prior to music, and what I was doing prior to music wasn't enough. I mean, I could barely maintain a job for more than 6 months.
So
It was
what were you doing prior to music?
hopping from job to job. I mean, 2 jobs. 2 main jobs I had was at a pizzeria, and after I got fired, I started pressing license plates for the company in Detroit. During that time, I was working hard in music, so I was working in the press company. My career began to take off, and a lot more people knew me for my talent and not my skin.
Wow. Not pretending this time. I actually am starting to understand you and your life a little better. Those are hard shoes to fill. You worked hard and deserve to be the successful person you are today.
Wow. It was like character development. Wow. It was a compliment from his host. Oh my God.
Okay, not too much. Still not a fan.
Oh my God. Well, why'd you have to go in the moment? Like, we were just getting somewhere.
All right. Hopefully this isn't too personal, but the next card, it does mention how you did things you may not be particularly proud of. Can we talk about that a bit?
It's okay. I mean, as you said, I'm not proud of the things I had to do, but I do own up to it because it's a part of my journey, and I've dealt with the consequences, believe me. Like I previously said, there were things I had to do to make ends meet, and in order for me to do that, I still had to do other things to make money. One of those things were selling drugs. And selling drugs led me down the road of addiction, and I also began drinking a lot too. So I used to hide the bottles outside of the trailer from Lily, and I was aware that everything I was doing was wrong and wasn't the best route to take, but I just knew I had to do what I had to do, and I didn't want Lily to follow my footsteps.
Wow, that's powerful, especially since seeing the man you became today.
Yeah. I'm now 5 years sober, and so hopefully that story inspires others to stop doing drugs and drinking, get on the right path before it's too late.
Well, quick anecdote. My parents both struggled with alcohol. My dad was the one who started it and got my mom into it. I have a younger brother who was only 6 at the time. I was 16. I also did things I wasn't proud, like steal a Twister juice and cake out of the mini market just to make sure he was okay for the night. Sometimes we'd go out together and stand on the corner of Broad and Market just to make it through the week.
Wow, okay.
Deep, right?
Yeah, we're getting a little deep.
I know. It's tragic.
I mean, I just wasn't expecting you to open up. You were super insensitive this whole time, and I assumed you had a heart made of, coal, but...
Coal is harsh. Ice would suffice. Just, geez, cold is thick.
Well, okay, the icy heart it is.
I see Mr. Marshall is back.
Well, you've been nicer, I will state that.
Since I am, maybe I'm allowed to ask a question of my own?
Oh, okay, sure, all right.
Though I'm not a fan yet, I am aware that you have many names. There's Eminem, Slim Shady, Marshall, and M&M. Now that I know who Slim Shady is, and the other 2 names are obvious, where did Eminem come from?
Many asked that question. Eminem still shares the same meaning as M and M, Marshall Marther. I just didn't want the name M&M to be basically like the candy. I knew I had to be different. I just had to be different.
Interesting. Well, We are nearly over this episode, therefore we need to have one more break in between time. Before heading to commercial, is there anything else you'd like the audience to know?
Yeah. Just don't let the image of life fool you. You see on the internet, what you see on the internet is what it never seems to be. Just, sure, the money is amazing, but don't let that blind you. It's important to have a mind of your own in this industry. People will try and trick you into making them more money by giving you a smaller portion than you deserve, especially when these people think you are desperate and will agree to absolutely anything for money. That's the only thing I have to say.
What makes you say that?
Well, when I was first getting into the industry, I was one of the people desperate for money. And as you all know, I was taking care of my little sister, Lily, and though my mother was a bit messed up, I still felt obligated to take care of her. I mean, she's my mother, after all. During my learning stages of the industry, I was often misled and used for others' benefits rather than people actually trying to make it into my career.
Wow, so how did it slip past you?
I was learning how the industry works, and I ended up signing a contract without reading it. The contract I signed was 60-20, and as where I was making only 20%, but doing 95% of the work, I had to be in the recording sometimes all day and night, and as an artist, it's almost important to maintain good health, or at least keeping up with a healthy look. That means going to the gym, eating healthy, skincare routines, and more.
Your manager didn't get you a lawyer?
No. Around this time, my manager was a good friend, and he was learning as he was, just as I was.
Oh, all right. That's interesting. Okay, world. As I said, we must take at least one more break before the show is over. I hope you all are ready for this break because I know I am. I am hungry. Make sure you guys grab your juice and snacks because once we get back, we'll be getting into the last 5 minutes of the show.
We're helping our classmates. Thank you. Aquí ayudamos a quienes les gusta comer postres ricos.
I'm helping my customers.
Sim, muito obrigado. Tchauzinho. Eu estou a fazer isto para ajudar a minha família, comunidade e amigos.
Hi, my name is Marconi Gavis, the health director for the Tandem Community. Getting vaccinated is the best way to ensure that we continue to help others in our community. COVID-19 vaccines are safe, effective, and free. So please continue to help your community by getting vaccinated at one of our upcoming vaccination clinics. Remember, together we can help our community.
What are you doing in there?
What's that? I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
To Not Again. I hope you all got your snacks because now it's about time we wrap things up here. So, Mr. Marshall.
Okay, we're cool now, right? Marshall or Eminem is fine. You know.
Wow. Okay. Well, Mr. Marshall, how'd you like being on the show?
Whew. Okay. Well, please don't take this to be an offense, but first I was kind of annoyed with your behavior and responses. After Slim Shady arrived and you two had that small encounter, you've been a lot nicer. In a way, better host, I must say. I get to keep my money now, right?
Of course, of course. If you were asked to be on this show again, would you be happy to join us again?
Maybe. There's a possibility. Maybe if I had a different host.
Why not me?
Well, you were a good host towards the end. Slim had to correct you in order for you to become this good host. A host that's already good wouldn't have needed to be corrected in the first place. I mean, you try to steal my money after all, so, and almost opened a whole case over a tap on the shoulder.
Yeah, but a good host always realizes their mistakes, right?
Right. Yeah, but you still tried to steal my money, though, so.
That was not me. That was my second personality. I call her Greed.
Oh, okay, sure. Just whatever floats your boat.
Okay, well, you know, maybe I'll be a better host and I won't steal your money next time, or try to, you know. It was a joke.
Well, thank you for having me.
Not my pleasure. Still not a fan.
What? I thought we were just becoming friends. What happened? Like, we were telling stories.
You said pretend, and I was the worst actor, so I decided to show you. By the way, the story was fake.
Which story?
The one where I said my parents were both addicts to alcohol. Yeah, my mother's a nurse, and my father was a general surgeon. It's kind of how we met. Epic love story right now.
Wow. Okay. Wow, you're a horrible, horrible person. That's really low.
Well, world, this is all we have for you today on this episode of Not Again. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I sure did.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
No. I didn't.